Okay, good morning. This time we are working on Unit 9, Section 2, the second section in Unit 9, and this time solving systems of equations by substitution. That's a key here, substitution. So different than graphing, different than elimination. So first thing I noticed that they both are set equal to y, so substitution means I'm going to set one equal to the other. So, and then we have to solve it. So negative 4/9 x minus 3 is equal to negative 7/5 x minus 3. That's the first thing I do. Substitution, substitute them for y. So now I just solve it for x. Add 3 to both sides. The 3's are gone. Okay, so that's an interesting scenario already, that my 3's disappear. So then I have negative 4/9 x is equal to negative 7/5 x. Group the x's on one side, so I'm going to move the smaller one, which is this one right here. Add 7/5 x plus 7/5 x. So now let's add these together. I need a common denominator here. 9 and a 5 is 45. So I'm going to do my work down at the bottom. Yeah, right away start you out with hard fractions immediately. Alright, so this one times by 5, negative 20. And then there's x sitting there. This one times by 9. 9 times 7 is 63. Add those up and I get negative 43 over 45x is equal to 0. So that means x has to be 0. Alright. So if x is 0, now substitute back up into one of these equations. So if x is 0, negative 7/5 times 0 minus 3. That's what y equals. So y is going to equal negative 3. So my final answer, I'll write it right here, is 0, negative 3. Final answer. Okay, number 2. Same type of setup. Actually, let me jump over here because I just want to get some more room. Let me go here and do number 6. Y equals 3x. So wherever I see a y, I'm going to substitute right there. So I'm going to have negative 3x minus another 3x equals negative 24. If I do my work here, negative 6x is equal to negative 24. Then divide both sides by negative 6. Negative over negative. Oh my goodness, you couldn't even see. I'm sorry about that. Let's go back. Alright, what I did is I took the second equation, substituted into the first equation for y, because it told me that y was 3x. So wherever I saw a y in this top equation, I'm going to put 3x. So I start out with negative 3x minus, here's what y is now, 3x, put that right there, and set that equal to negative 24. Negative 3x minus 3x is negative 6x. Then divide both sides by negative 6. And I get x to be 4. Okay. So if x is 4, I'm going to plug that into that equation. Y equals 3 times 4, and that is 12. So my final answer would look like this as a coordinate pair, 4, 12. Final answer. Okay. Alright, let's do another fraction. Let's go down here to number 3. So we have to do fractions again. Substitution, they're both set equal to y. So I'm going to start out negative 5/3 x plus 12. Set that equal to 3/2 x minus 7. So first thing to do is group the numbers together. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. That'll give me 19. Negative 5/3 x plus 19 is equal to 3/2 x. And then add 5/3 x to both sides. Okay, so that gives me 19 on the left, and then on the right I need to add these up. So I need a common denominator between a 2 and a 3. That would be 6. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6, so times the 5 by 2. That gives me 10. 2 times what gives 6? It's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So now add these together. That would be 19 over 6 x. So that would be my answer down here. And now if I want to get rid of a fraction, times both sides by 6 over 19. 6 over 19. The 19s will cancel. And x is equal to 6. Alright, so now if I know what x is, plug it in right there. Throw 3 halves times 6, take away 7. So now if I do my work here, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9, take away 7, and that gives me 2. Okay. That means y is equal to 2. So a final answer would look like 6, 2 as a coordinate point. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at how about number 9. Okay, just kind of jumping around here. I'll let you go back and read and do some of the other ones. Again, substitution. Oh, let's see. 5x plus 9 equal 8. Gosh, what would I do first? What if I slide this over here? So I would add 5x, okay, and then I'm going to take away 8. And here's why I'm doing this. So I have 9y minus 8 is equal to 5x. I notice there's a 5x right here. So if I can get this solved for 5x, then I can just substitute 9y minus 8 in for 5x. So that's what I'm going to do. 9y minus 8. Okay, that's what 5x equals. Now I still have this minus 4y to take care of, and that's still equal to negative 23. Again, this is my substitution zone. I set it equal to 5x down here. So now let's go through. Do some simplifying. 9y minus 4y, that gives you 5y. Minus 8 is equal to negative 23. Add 8 to both sides. And you get 5y equals negative 15. And divide both sides by 5. So y equals negative 3. So that is one of my answers. And now all I have to do now is substitute in. Doesn't really matter which equation I substitute back in, the top one or the bottom one. You'll get the exact same answer. So I can go either one. Okay. So let's do it. How about the bottom one? So I would have 9 times negative 3 take away 8 equals 5x. 9 times negative 3 is negative 27 minus 8. And that will give me negative 35 equals 5x. Okay, it still equals 5x, everything through. Now divide both sides by 5. X equals negative 7. So when you write your final answer, always start with the x variable first. Negative 7 comma negative 3. So there is your final answer. And lastly, let's do number 5 together. We have time for that. This is actually pretty simple. I already know what y equals. Y is already telling me it's negative 6. So again, substitute that in for y. So you have negative 6 is equal to 5/3 x minus 1. Add 1 to both sides, and you get negative 5 equals 5/3 x. Now multiply by the reciprocal of 5 over 3. Again, the reciprocal, which would be 3 over 5. Times this side by 3 over 5. Okay, 5s and 3s cancel on this side, leaving little 1s behind. And you get x is equal to, on the left side, the 5s cancel. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Don't forget your negative. A lot of times we do that. We forget that negative sitting right there. So my final answer looks like negative 3 comma negative 6. Final answer right here. Get into a good habit of circling your final answers. So if you go back, there's 4 of them to do. If you did 2 out of those 4, so I think that would be pretty good. Double check your answers on the back side. Okay. And good luck to you.